So you forced to let me. You not let me say you forced to let me. You forced to let me. You not let me say you forced to let me. Jehovah bless you, no man can curse you. When Jehovah bless you, no man can curse you. When I can go here with eat you. And when I feed it with hurt. When I need it here with ju. All I do was win. All I do was win.
They're not hearing us. Okay, now we're live. I think they should be able to hear us now. If I'm sorry for the inconvenience. We had to mute, but I'm on off mute now, so I think people are hearing us. AK, can you go back and just tell a little bit about yourself? Yeah. Now we live. Okay, now we're hearing you. Can you go back a little bit and just talk a little bit about yourself because the audience were not getting you first. So, listen. Okay. So we're not getting you first. So, listen. Yeah, we're getting you. We're getting you very clear. We're getting you right now. That's good. Thank you. Thank you very much. And okay, we have AK on there, and AK, you were at the LAE. How was it? Okay, can you tell our audience what it mean by LEA? Okay, all right, perfect. Okay, yeah, go ahead, go ahead. You were saying something. Okay, all right. There's another thing I saw on there, and at the awards, I saw something that had to do with rape. They had some people showing something like a banner up with have to do with rape, and something like that. You saw that? What was that all about? Can you give me a little light on that? Okay, 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 okay. All right. So this is AKA. You see the way he dressed. He got a chin and everything. He's a musician. I was able to meet up with him. So I know some people saying he's not well dressed and all of that, but he just I just caught up with him and he's trying to give me a little update on the LE. What's going on? Okay, now AKA. What was the AK? What was the best thing you love about the LE? Okay, okay, all right. Okay, AK. So did they tell you guys when where they're gonna have the next one? Okay, Mr. P, you got anything to ask right there? Throw in.
Yeah, AK, you said what was your name?
AK Filament.
Okay, so it seems like you are familiar with acquainted with the geographical location in Liberia bound. Isn't that right? Oh, okay, good, good. You know,
What kind of musician?
yeah, the middle name distinguish the musician.
Yeah.
You know, so you will know exactly where to pinpoint and where to nail him in Liberia. So, is this your first time going to that award?
Okay.
How do you compare the second and the first time?
Okay. Okay. So they had a lot of people that won, right? A lot of people that took they had a lot of nominees. Uh-huh. Somebody was telling me that the program. Somebody was telling me the program. Some people had to perform, but they didn't get the chance to perform. They had to shut the program off because they had to leave. Was that true? Okay. Okay. All right. Anyway, we're gonna try to see if we can get in touch with the organizer of the LEA. We'll see if we can get him and bring them on the show because we want to know exactly what the LEA is all about. You know, I don't know whether they have prizes for you guys that they give to you guys when you win or when you get nominated and you win something, whether a scholarship or what is going on. We need to get in touch with them and ask them. Eh? Yeah, what I'm saying is we're going to try to get in touch with the executive, those who organize the program, to see if what are some of the benefits of the LAE for you guys who are musicians going over there and taking your time to go over there. Whether they're benefiting from it, whether they got scholarship or they're doing anything, we will get in touch with them. And we watch it. It was nice. I love the clothes. Everybody was well dressed. The clothes were so beautiful, beautifully. I mean, everybody was beautifully attired. And somebody called me and they wanted me to come and do the program while to carry the whole thing live. One thing we all were looking out to see if we were going to watch it live on Facebook or anything, but unfortunately, we never had the opportunity. So I'm going to reach out to them and see if I can get in touch with them. And next time, maybe our network will be there to take that live, so people all over the world can be able to watch the program. So anyway, we want to say thank you for coming on, and this shouldn't be the first time. All right, this is our brother from Ohio. He's coming directly in from Ohio. I try to make the picture a little bit big so you can see him. So you can see him on there, and we want to say, AK, thank you, and don't be this shouldn't be your first time. Call me. I think I text my number to you. Let's schedule something when you come to Philadelphia so we can have you on the network. So you can come on the network and people can be able to interact with you directly. Okay. So thank you so much for coming, and you can just shut your phone off, and keep watching the program. Okay. Thank you so much. Love you. Love you. Make sure you shoot me some of your music, man, so we can play it. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Okay. We have our brother from Pittsburgh. He's on here, and he's brother George, brother George, right? Brother George Tutu. We got brother George Tutu who is on here, and we're gonna bring it on live. Brother George is on here, and brother George, how you doing, man? Okay. Now, brother George is gonna be on here. He's gonna be talking to us about the DD and the TPS, right? At
Yeah,
the end of this month,
yeah,
it's going
the
to be
DED,
expiring.
yeah,
We've been
and
going
the
outside
TPS.
doing a live broadcast, asking people, but we kept going outside, and a lot of people running away from us. They don't want to come on because they don't know, Hello, Brother George, you can hear me? Okay, okay, okay. All right, just want to make sure. We went out there and we're trying to do a little outside broadcast. We're trying to talk to people who having problem concerning the DD and TPS that is about to expire. But a lot of people didn't want to be bothered. A lot of people didn't want to be bothered. So we did few outside broadcasts. We spoke to a couple of guys. Let me give you the number. You call this guy. We spoke to a couple of people, and unfortunately, we wasn't able to get a lot of people on there to talk to us. So uh, we have Brother George is on here. Is on here, and we're going to have him to talk to us and tell us. They went to Washington. What was the achievement? What they achieved from there, and exactly what's going on. Brother George, thank you thank you for the invite. Thank you for coming on, I mean. Okay, yeah. Hello, Dean. Hold on one second, brother. Mr. Wilson. Okay, yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. 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 Hold on one second. Hold on one second, brother George. Hold on one second. Dane Wilson, are you on there?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Okay. Brother George, I just want you to introduce. This is Dean Wilson. Dean Wilson is one of the permanent Liberian we have in the Liberian community. He's on the line. I tried to call him this morning to get in touch with him. So then we have George on, and George is giving a little update on what actually happened at the Washington D.C. So just hold on one second. I'm gonna bring you on. Okay.
Sure.
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead, George. I'm sorry for that.
Yeah, I'm on the line.
Yeah. Hold on one second. Oh, thing. Go ahead. Go ahead, George.
Terminated the program last year.
Okay.
Give them one window that's supposed to expire. Few weeks from now, we have 13 days from now from March to the 1st. So we were the March to the 1st. We have a strong immigration community here. Our immigration community, Jennifer Bronx in Nigeria, who's from New York, she's the chair of the immigration community. The acting chair of Adline Akitama, who lives in Minnesota, we have a very strong immigration advocacy group there. So we're all in Washington, D.C. As we wanted to talk, it will be on lawmaker to see if they say to make this state program called President Donald Trump. Those are people that and we also have some DED beneficiaries who live here in Washington, D.C. to build the U.S. government. Part of the situation with Nigeria, even though Nigeria has successful election, there are some challenges that still economic challenges in terms of metals and bank. Those are people that best selling support in the family bank. And those are people that best average and sell that they have family and children. So to just terminate everything else, sell the bank so feel that we go on DC. There are a couple of now because a couple of senators, the kids today. they all spoke in this solidarity with Liberia. Some of them said that they would make their own effort to reach to President Trump. And even there was a letter that was signed by the national leader of the Republican Democrat, headed by Jim Phillips from the state of Minnesota. It was a bipartisan letter on the 15th Congress where people signed that letter to send it to President Trump to plea on him to receive reason to reinstate the DED for Liberia. So yeah, it will be, and also there was a lawsuit that was filed on behalf of Liberia or civil organization filed a lawsuit in Massachusetts. The U.S. government, until that case is going to be here this week, to put on injunction on the DED to deport the people, to put an injunction on it. So if I want President Trump to not reinstate the program, also keep the people in the country. So these are some of the progress that have been made so far. Our immigration committees are continue to actually say on the 28th, and we still be some other law because we still have few more to on the 31st. We want to start just. And some of them also they are there as an employer to submit their new employment document before they go back to work. So these are some of the frustrations that we are right now.
Okay. All right. Okay. I have Dean Wilson on the line. Who I think he had a different thing. You on there? We were talking about a lawsuit that was flying all over the place, and I think you wasn't very comfortable with that. So can you speak a little bit onto that, Dean Wilson?
Well, I mean, I couldn't applaud the brother even more for all of the effort that he's made and what other Liberians continue to do. But we all understand, from where we are, that we've experienced different global situations. Liberia's situation here with what the brother spoke to is unique. But what I was concerned about is we've all have lived through similar responses from the current president. And the main thing was more or less to appeal to President Trump, not in an adversarial way as far as filing a lawsuit, but to appeal to him that he needs to please understand that, even when we had TPS or DED situations before, what we Liberians find ourselves in is very difficult. It's even more daunting. It's more difficult than it's ever been. Our economy is imploding. There are not any investors going in. And actually, there's a budget shortfall. The medical facilities in Liberia are obviously uninhabitable. There's no employment. So, I mean, what we consider the poorest country on earth. So having someone leave the U.S. and be placed in that situation will become very, very, very much, even not more of a nightmare. And it will be actually, seriously, an egregious situation. So we were just appealing to President Trump to find good reason, not at this time, to have Liberians, not live here and at home. I mean, the place Liberia right now, we're going through very difficult challenges, and it's inhabitable. I mean, we know normally someone leaving one state into another is challenging. You must have money, you must have, opportunities open, and then you transition. But we're leaving a country that is providing us this opportunity for an unforeseen situation in Liberia is very humane. And I think I listened to what the advocates were saying about the Liberian situation. They say it's a human factor. So I was just saying we need to factor that in, not in an adversarial way, but we want to be able to understand the current situation in Liberia and how it's unforeseeable to let Liberians leave here. The other piece is that we want to be mindful of is, and I'm not trying to pick another like a group of Liberians from the other. But we have Liberians who are more abiding here. They play by the rules, they work every day. You know, some of these other people who have the status, you know, have contributed immensely to the economy here. They're law abiding. They do everything, play by the rules. So I mean, if you want to separate those that maybe have, you know, legal restrictions or are not law abiding, that would be one way to go about it, even though we're asking for a blanket, you know, understanding or protection for all Liberians. But that would just be the second eye to have. But I mean, we understand the Dreamers situation here. So my brother, let me go back and saying that we know how challenging it is for the Dreamers. I mean, that's something that is plotted on plotted lines and so on and so forth. You know, and the situation is disheartening for us. But I only pray that President Trump sees the wisdom and understanding that these are Liberians. We always abide by the rules, we play by the rules, we're law abiding, we contribute immensely to this country. So sending us back to Liberia is a human factor as most of the Congress people have described it. You're leaving us from a lighted area where there are opportunities to a hollow place where people who even live there don't have opportunities. They have no means of survival. And then being strangers even here, going to a new situation would be life threatening in so many ways. It would be actually placing us at risk.
Okay, let me
So
post.
that is my appeal.
Okay, let me post this to both of you. You and George. George, we had Lrtn Sali was in power for 12 years, and we all aware of where she took the country from. They were very very deplorable when she came in, and she did a lot of work, a lot of system were put in place, and the economy was growing, but we had a little downside with the Ebola and stuff like that. But now we have a new president, President Weah. Early already took us to a certain place. And now we got President Weah. I think you listened to his BBC's speech where he interview where he said he created I think 7,000 jobs, and Liberia was a state of the union. He said that Liberia was better off on his administration than Erling. So if you look at all of that, don't you think we are in Liberia is in a position to have these people going back home? Both of you guys, Josh. Let me come back to you first, Josh.
Hello?
Yeah, hold on 1 second. Yeah, go ahead, Josh. Go ahead, Josh.
I was saying not the very good person like not yeah, job. Straight political affair President Young government. But you and I look at the economic challenges that face this country. It's something that you had to get talk about a lot. But we are talking about a group of people that live in this country sent out to Nigeria. They are being well established. They have family marriage that you support people, you support their family, either financially. Look at the diaspora Nigeria, which we are very at the same country of Nigeria. You have a contribute largely to GDP growth of Nigeria, like I said, resources from diaspora, especially Nigerians. That those people are not there. So the economy that we are talking about is economic administration. They just come up with rules and come up with some of the people in the diaspora that contribute to give them the economy like Europe. So now you take the group of people, people that are thousands of people, you take it to the city like are you going to be a problem? Are you going to be a concert? Are you going to how they are funded to survive? So these are the issues that we're trying to address. Let me just look a little bit more what I'm talking about. I'm on the council. They get more appeal to the council. Yeah, this lawsuit is filed by the council of oil immediately in New York. The other one is called Omaha. The other one is called a TED teacher something like also program also fast to DET with DACA
You're not going to have it.
Yeah. So we know how to do it. Like I said, this take time. It's beautiful too. Now we put it beautiful too. I get people to be scared digging for them. So it can be fighting, making some income value.
Okay, let me comment.
Okay.
Wait,
hold on. Let me. Dean.
I totally share this view with the brother, but that's water. That's water. I mean, that's wasted water in terms of the lawsuit.
Okay.
My concern, I'd say, that is on the front to President Trump, but that's fine. I mean, we all have seen, even with similar issues here, with Democrats and Republicans and President Trump. I mean, we don't have to go into the specifics of what we've experienced, as law-abiding citizens in America. We know how President Trump moves on these issues. We know exactly how what ticks him and what does, not. And we have even heard that a year ago he had mentioned the last opportunity will be his last one. But my point I'm making is very simple. I think, in addition to what is being clearly stated by the brother and all efforts, I mean, all hands are on deck. Here's my concern. The situation in Liberia is catastrophic. I don't know which Liberia we're talking about. Or there's a total collapse of the economy. INGOs are closing down. Under Ellen Stein, the INGO supplemented the social or services in the country, whether it was education, was health, and all of the other services. So many NGOs are leaving. Multilateral agreements are actually stagnated. When I say this to say that the economy is imploding. So we're not going to eat crab with shame here. I don't know what jobs have been created. You myself know the situation that Liberians are living under in Liberia. Unemployment is exceptionally high. Majority of the population, over 80%, is not working. People barely have to survive, but they're the poorest country on earth. Hospitals don't have medication. Electricity in no hospitals. Schools actually they're limited in terms of the resources and even the environment to have the children learn. This is all of the public sector. This is all of the governmental sectors. You're going to ministries that have to buy sheets of paper to even get copies. Barely you have lights on. People are unemployed. The economy is imploding. So I don't understand, and we got to be able to magnify that and raise that as a situation that President Trump and our people here in the U.S. understand that Liberia is inhabitable. For someone who's coming from a place where every day you get up and play by the rules, you work, we pay phone bills, we pay mortgages, car insurance, we ride, we play by the rules, we send our children to school. Taking somebody out of this functional environment to a very dysfunctional environment, to me, is placing a life at risk. This is what needs to be accentuated. That's what we need to understand. All the other pieces of the legislation and the lawsuit and all of that, I think we need to be able to understand the human suffering in Liberia. And let's get away from this whole thing where Ellen was doing well, Ellen was doing well. Some of us have a whole different, thinking on that. But that's began in the past. The engine of every economy is electricity and water supply in the country. Our 12 years, we had no functional electricity or whatever it is. And I'm not trying to be disparaging the president. The hand I was dealt him was dealt him. I don't live in Liberia. He might be making efforts, but those efforts are not paying off yet. I mean, we understand the few roles that are being made, but we are talking about revamping the economy or even opening opportunities. And even getting businesses to come to Liberia, let alone we've been whipped by this whole scandal with the 16 billion, the 25 billion. That is not even helping encouraging investors to come. So if Liberia's situation is gloomy, at best, it's a nightmare. So we shouldn't sugarcoat this thing. I mean, let's be very frank. We don't even know people in Liberia who's not. That child in school is one is hungry. Will come from school, will have food to eat. I think that is the humane factor, and some representatives put it right when they said this is a human factor. Even when you qualify what it means, what it means when he says a human factor. Liberia is inhabitable. That's not BS around. People are going around, they don't even have the opportunity to survive.
Hi, Mr. Dan.
We're banning the U.S. We've been traditional allies forever. And as the gentleman did say, 1990, we've been prosperous, we've been working, we play by the rules. You don't find majority of Liberians being criminal here or committing crimes and not doing. So we're begging them to see reason to extend us that hospitality to remain here. Because sending one Liberian to Liberia will be a nightmare. We'll be taking a person who lives every day, 24/7 lights, play, work, do whatever, sending them in a shallow area where they don't even know when they get up tomorrow morning what situation conditions they're going to be placed in, where the next neighbor is going to come from. No job. They get sick, they're at risk. Hospitals don't have medicine. So that's what we're begging President Trump in all of his actions, the repertoire of his responses when things happen. Somewhere in there, we're begging President Trump to please understand the human plight that will be faced by anyone Liberian and of thousands of Liberians that will go back home. And what the brother says is very clear. We are the economic muscle to Liberia. When we send Western Union money, we feed or we subsidize the economy back home. So already we are the poorest country. Liberians at home are at risk. You're one meal away or you're one illness away from becoming extinct. Then we're going to leave the supporting force from here and send them into that situation. Yeah. That would be catastrophic.
Okay.
That's my opinion, and I feel very passionate about it because I know Liberians here, like the dreamers, I know Liberians who really work hard, doing well in school, the children, the parents are working hard. Say what you want to say, that we sometimes don't work together, but this is one issue that we are rallying. Everyone, please come around and understand. We're begging you, President Trump. Somewhere in there, we need to get on Twitter, we need to get on whatever, we need to let him know, we need to approach it from there to him. That based on the economic reality and the life situation in Liberia, it is not proper at this time to send any Liberians home. That is how I look at it. That's my own assessment.
Okay, hold on 1 second. Mr. P got something to say.
Mr. Dane, let me thank you for your.
George, you can hear me, right? You hearing me, right? Okay. All right, go ahead.
Mr. Dane and George, my name is Demons Pay, physician assistant and paralegal on this network. So let me ask Mr. Dane. It seems like Mr. Dane is picking out deficiency and failure of government that make Liberia deplorable right now to live as a means to send that as a reason for President Trump to reconsider the DED or even abolish the DED and give the Liberian a permanent residency status. I think that how it sounds like to me when I hear Mr.
Well, I think my response to that is in two forms. One, I am not using the failure of government of Liberia as a reason to request DED or even in any way change the status. I am using the reality of the conditions in Liberia as the reason to please allow Liberians to stay there. I'm not concerned about whether the causes are aliens or are weird. No, I'm saying to them, not every Liberian over here is affected as we are here by the political situation. So I'm not politicizing to say, because our government has failed, so Donald Trump should allow us to stay. No. That's not my argument. My argument is that the situation is deplorable, is inhabitable, and any Liberian will find it very, very the most challenging to live here under the conditions we all live in here and go and be sent to Liberia one. And I'm also agreeing with you, at least we're discussing this on the point that it's something that needs to be rescinded. The whole DD thing or the DD or whatever it is, it has to be rescinded because we are proven to be well. In this country, before you become a citizen or legal permanency or residency, it's almost like you have to show that you have an income, you're not a burden to society, you're playing by the rules, you have an opportunity to contribute to society. So your point, the second question you asked, as far as changing the status, I am totally joining my voice and saying that go back to individual records. See those people since 1990 that have been here, work, play by the rules, pay mortgages, pay school fees, have children, support their children, stay out of trouble. Use that as the evidence to grant them permanent status. But what I'm saying, the meat of this has to be in the details. There are so many good reasons why every Liberian was played by the rules and being there for all this time since 1990 should be granted permanent status.
Okay.
Yeah, but
There's
Mr.
so much good reasons for that. And if we go case by case, that is our appeal.
Yeah, Mr.
Because
Dane.
Mr. Trump, let me land on this point. Mr. Trump has always said that they shouldn't give status based on, for example, just a parents filing for a child, or just by this whole different approach that has been before. Like people come and they get visas to stay based on, some rights in the Constitution that if your parent was brother, she's saying that we should go on a meritorious basis. It should be based on merit. So, my brother, to answer that question, it's not based on political or failures or this administration or the previous one. It's based on the fact that Liberians, the majority who've been there since 1990, should have a change of status because they have met all of the criteria. They've been educated, they've worked, they've owned housing, they have not been dependent on the society, they play by the rules, they stay out of trouble, and it's time that they feel part of this and not having something hang on over them every year.
Okay.
Yeah, but
I
Mr.
think that's the approach. And that would have been a lawsuit that I would have loved to see.
Okay.
The lawsuit, I didn't get at the beginning of this conference, the lawsuit should be that here is a list of criteria that all these Liberians have met, and based on that, they should be granted permanent status. They've been here for a long time, over 20 years. They have been gainfully employed. They have not lived on the system. They have been law-abiding. They have contributed immensely to society. So that should be the criteria that we can go on an individual basis and admit the immigration or application process for Liberia so that we can get some permanent status here. I think that is my approach.
Okay.
That's how I see it.
Yeah.
And since you're a prior leader, you might be able to shine on that. I don't know the laws, I don't know whatever, but you can probably, share some light on that approach.
Okay, George want to say something. Come on in, George. George, come on. What you want to say? Okay.
Every year, a process of renewal. So we are advocating also for permanent resident or part of citizenship. It's part of our application also to company also state that if I have company also state that also means that we are there for more than one about the citizenship show some evidence in the state. So I'm starting to tell the citizenship president. So we also attend that aspect.
Yeah, but let me ask you, George and Mr. Dean. Like Mr. Dean, are you aware of EULA?
No, I'm not aware of EULA.
Okay, I see.
I'm not aware. Let me tell you why I'm not aware, and I'm trying to be sarcastic when I say I'm not aware of EULA. We saw how EULA functioned before the emergence of Anthony Kesseley and the likes of Koning and all of the above. We saw a very functional EULA, or EULA denigrated to nothing when we had the whole political fight between Kesseley and Sita. We all remember during Ellen time.
Okay.
We saw how effective EULA was prior to that fight. I think the organizations that are more powerful now than EULA, that have made EULA ineffective and extinct, are the NEMA Association of America, the Graduate Association of America, the Master Association of America, the Local Association of America. Those county organizations have hundreds of thousands in terms of numbers and strength, and they are more effective in playing that role where they are taking care of their own in America. So, to be sarcastic, EULA has not even been as vocal as they have been in the past. EULA has denigrated itself to where they don't even have I don't know if they have the capacity or ability. They haven't shown that they are the umbrella organization of Liberian associations in the USA, and that's a fact. I'm not asking it. I'm not questioning. You see that Liberian association
He's breaking up.
In my association, they're more powerful.
You say he's breaking up?
See how they line up and go to events that EULA have. And what these organizations are saying, my brother, is that we're not going to be powerful by strength and numbers and our activities and just succumb or subject ourselves to EULA, where EULA has no effectiveness or they don't even have, they don't have anything to bring to the table like they did before. These are situations that EULA used to call demonstrations before. They used to ask member states from all across the USA to come and do their thing. But what has happened before is not only this immigration issue, all the other issues before. EULA has not been the spokesperson for Liberians in the U.S. That's a fact.
Yeah, but that's why I'm asking you, because you listen the conditions and circumstances that could be the reason for the advocacy of EULA for right now. That's why I was asking, because you were listing down all these things, say where it should be the right thing to talk to Donald Trump about it, so that Donald Trump can see that and then either extend the term of the DED or give her a permanent status. But it happened that you say you are not aware of that, and now the committee of EULA that put this together, the reason of their advocacy together, they like to say, that's why I want George to address that.
Yeah, because George is part of the EULA.
So let Joy address whether or not most of these things that you are listing down here as a reason for our consideration, whether or not George his committee in the EULA organization is aware of that, or they included that into their advocacy or petition.
Yeah, Joe, go ahead, George. You can hear me, right? Your phone was falling down, or what? Okay, go ahead, George.
Tell her, tell her, Joy.
Yeah, you know, that's some of the key values people diaspora and the focus of the discussion. I don't want to switch to the how we get to discuss. And by all the platform and another opportunity.
Yes.
Also come back and some of the most I appreciate it.
Yes.
That's what that question I'm taking come to advocacy or do that. Or not if you don't problem that people have or if you look at you that 70, if you have 80, where the motivator ask motivation, encourage you to cast
Yeah, go ahead.
George, let me ask this question. I can't hear you too clearly, but I'm not, again, if I kind of like, I may have to share my politics. But in that petition that was made for the lawsuit, I think the question is never late.
Hold on, Mr. Ding. Hold on. Mr. Ding, hold on. George, George, let me ask you this. We know that we are not talking about the progress of EULA in the 70, 80, and all this time. What we concerned with here is the DED term has expired. Trump is attempting to send the DED holder back home to Liberia. My question to you is this: Mr. Dean put down a lot of other instances, other circumstances that will be necessary to include into a petition to Trump or to Congress at this particular time as a means to renew the DED or to get away from DED and give our Liberian a permanent status. I'm asking you, did you include these status that he was naming? Did you include these circumstances? That like the reality is Liberia is this. Liberia is not a comfortable, habitable place for you to send our people now, even though the Americans consider Liberia as the stable society because they have had an election. They just know about election. That's it. After election, what is going on the ground are some of the things that Mr. Dean was putting down together so that we can include that into a petition. That's why I was asking you. All right, that is very good, Joy. But the thing is that let me tell you something about how I feel about that letter. Right now, what we should be concerned about is to reconsider the eradication or the extension of the DED for right now to let our people stay here. All right, that's what we should be concerned about. All our advocacy right now should be concerned about that right now. But we you call the court taking Trump to court. You know what? Trump can just use one executive order and he will send everybody out to Liberia and then he will tell you say, okay, that's
Okay,
very good.
okay, okay.
That's very
All right.
good. When you
Okay.
are uh,
And Dean, you get that right? You hearing that right, Dean?
Said they are not fine. He says, I know a little bit, Emmanuel is feeding a little bit. I don't know if it's,
Okay, oh, no, 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 okay. Yeah, but okay, go ahead. He's saying that they are not part of they are not part of the lawsuit.
well, you see, Emmanuel, I mean, the issue is, we gotta be careful though. We gotta be careful. Like, the lawsuit thing, it was very disheartening to me because, I don't know the reason. I'm happy if every Nigerian would distance themselves from it. You can't be asking someone legally who feel is based on their own in the power of the presidency, they can extend DVD or extend whatever status, and then you are provoking them with a lawsuit, or you're suing them. You see, that to me, that's the Liberian side that was very unsettling to me. Whoever is doing that, we beg them. I just hope Mr. Trump won't even hear about any lawsuit.
But
I mean, what is the merit? I was going to ask him, what would be the merit of such a lawsuit?
no, Mr. Dean. What are the merit or what are the merit? You know, what confronting all right now? What confronting all right now is this term of DED and TPS has expired. We need that to
Emergency.
we need emergency remedy in order for the guys not to be sent home.
Yeah.
We don't care about the lawsuit that they putting that is out there. That lawsuit, by the way, we want to ask George, let EULA make a statement. Let EULA make a statement as an advocacy organization on behalf of the Liberian that they completely out of that lawsuit. They do not support that lawsuit now.
Part of it.
Let them make a statement that they exempt themselves out of that lawsuit, but they are paying attention to what they have already put together as an advocacy reason for Donald Trump to consider our people. Let them make that statement. That's the only way I will consider them legit, that they are not part of the lawsuit. Let them make a statement, because they are the ones that are on the forefront on behalf of the Liberians to get their status changed or to be extended. So whatsoever lawsuit is going on there, it is not what we want, because Donald Trump can pass an executive order. All these guys will be going to Liberia, and he will tell them, say, when the lawsuit win me, then I will bring you back. If I
you stop right there, my brother. You just nail on the head.
Yes.
This is a president who is very challenging.
I'm telling you.
This is a president you got to be very mindful of. Those are all who lived in here prior presidencies, and I don't want to in any way characterize who or what anybody's opinion may be. I just don't want anything to trigger President Trump to where I think you like right. Let him distance himself.
Yes.
And I wanted George to see the wisdom in not only distancing yourself, but identifying Liberians as a group of people who have been here, play by the rules, contributed immensely to society, and that they are asking him to please give them permanent status, to even do away with the deity, based on their performance or based on their track record being in this country.
Okay, let me come in.
I think that would be very good, George, if we can take a second memo or second petition to President Trump.
Okay, George, let me come in for a little bit, okay? I know you guys were there. Because the audience, everybody's watching and they're listening to you. What is the solution? What you guys want us to do? What you want the audience to do? What you want people to, what you came up with, to let us know. Who wasn't there.
Let me put George, who's been leadership, and if you felt any way, and you mentioned that I disparage EULA, I extend to you my ignorance based on maybe misinformation. Let me clear that, because this is one time we need all to work together. So if I'm ill-informed about EULA, that's a separate issue. You said we can discuss it at another time.
Yeah, I will see if I can.
I am advising George. Here is what I'm saying. We have enough of an evidence to how Liberians here have been in this country since 1990, and how we've been based in this country based on the mercy of the administrations in the past, and we are at the mercy of President Trump. We are begging President Trump to look at the merits of our kids based on how we have maintained ourselves here, how we've lived here, honor the law, how we've produced and played by the rules, and we have all been here seeking the American dream. And we should no longer be at the mercy of President Trump this year or to next year. I at the mercy of the President of the United States. We are asking him to grant us two things. One, an extension, but even more so based on our track records, being law-abiding, functioning here, just like the citizens of America, to consider and grant us permanent residence. That is that if you don't have to do this in a follow-up petition, then let's do so. Or if in fact we can have a clear demonstration of awareness and meet in Washington, let us plan that and let them well put together a petition based on we don't want to be on the mercy of every president every year changing for one permanent status. Yes. And let's get all of the reasons and let us collaborate with the Neighborhood Association, Regional Association, or Baptist Association, all the council and tribal associations, and let's all go to Washington and have a clarion call to present this at the White House. Okay. Since we cannot remain in limbo. Okay. And we don't want President Trump to make some decision here that I'm not going to grant you DEP anymore. All agreements are illegal. Blah, blah. As it stands now, the time has passed. And what he said before was that he wasn't extending it. So as it stands now, we are illegal. So I think United Nations must muster the leadership to plan a massive peaceful demonstration asking President Trump to look at the merits of our case. I think you asked me what should we do. That is in my own bird's view, that is what I think we should do. Okay. It shouldn't stop here. We should have another demonstration plan this time, inclusive of all our students who have permanent status as they are citizens, for our brothers and sisters. Let's have a grand march of a request to submit this petition. Okay. Yula will take the lead. It will be, and I can tell you right now, for example, Pennsylvania is being fortunate to have the president of the Graduate Association of the America, Augusta Mayor here. We can reach out to them. They will definitely get 10, 15 buses and get the people out there. Yeah. Because in one way, and we also are here to have Don Dennis, the president of the Lima Association in Pennsylvania. So whoever is coordinating ULA, let's all consider having meetings or conference call, and let's all have a grand march or petition, or peaceful petitioning of President Trump to change our status based on the merits of what we've done here. So Pennsylvania is blessed to have him. I think right here we have Don Dennis, Lima Association of the American President, Gus Mayer, Graduate Association of the American. I believe also in Jersey they have or the Boston Association. So we are right here in the tri-state, Delaware, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania. So I don't know, George. You can go back to the leadership of UNA, yes, and we can look at this and do it immediately. That is what I'm suggesting. Okay. So you ask me, where do we go from here?
Okay, or George, that's what I was trying to come in to ask you, because we just saw on Facebook people in Washington and talking had a couple of senators, and you guys we just attended phone and I saw you guys in Washington. We didn't know what to do, what happened. We got no idea, for people around, for people living in the Pennsylvania area. So what Dean is talking about, the Liberian Radio and Television Network will be waiting if you can talk to leadership, so you guys can come back on here. We share the video, make some publicity, so we can sit there and people can call in, talk to y'all, and we can be able to air this live, so people around the world in the US can be able to see some of this and and come up with something. Okay, so if you can speak to that, that would be great.
George, in addition to that, it would be very good when you go back, you send the immigration committee to the museum. Send them to the museum in Washington, D.C. They will see the deed for the land Liberia. They will see the deed. If you buy a land and you got your deed, you got somebody on that land. when somebody doing something wrong to that person, you think you will sit down? You own the land. You own that deed. America has the deed for Liberia in that museum. Go and check it out. That would be one of the particular reasons why no president in this country, we are different. America should not look at us as just like any other nationality that coming here. We are completely, our own is completely unique for the fact that they got the deed for our land, Liberia. That is one of the relationship that has existed between Liberia and America. We are not like any other nationality. So that will give them the credence to make sure that we are even. You should not even give us DED. We should be permanent residents. We should move from here and go come by anytime because we are part of you. If you got our D and we sitting here, you think you will hold on as other people? No, you can't do that. Go and make that research. Go to the museum in Washington D.C. and request. I want to see the copy of that deed.
Congress. And George, I want to get George. That is so, my brother, the point you raised. You see, those are the points that President Trump needs to know.
Yes.
We're almost, I don't want to magnify our situation, but we are almost America's brainchild, like the nation of Israel.
Yes.
Liberia was deeded by the ACS, and we have the deed at the Library of Congress.
Yes.
And they have it. So, I mean, wherever it's going on in Liberia, it's America's concern. Wherever it's happening in Liberia,
hold on
it's
one minute.
America's concern. So, let me hear what George, I mean, before you came, my brother, with that big point, that very enlightening information, let me hear what George is saying in response to George. What are the questions? What do you think about us having a follow-up peaceful demonstration?
Okay, George. Yeah, George.
Yes,
so
take it very much deep.
Mr. P.
That's a very good point what he raised. I had it among them that said, about race, radicality, personality, get back. I would take the message to the leadership, right now, we are good guys. National Unity,
Okay.
I got it.
Mr. P. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
I have a question for George. George, let me ask you this, George. I have a question because the 28% is a little bit too early.
Yeah.
We're looking at next week.
Yeah.
So my question is, and all hands are on deck. Can we plan? The weather is going to break by April, and what I'm asking is that can you consider you going back, to see this massive, demonstration of support to Liberians. We can plan it to Washington, the White House, the Congress. Can if people are not joining in on the 28th, can that be something that you can consider? You can consider for next month, few weeks from now, and he also asking that can you please have a leadership conference, July, with the Graduate Association, Bachelor Association, the Latino Association, the Cuba Association. Can you guys have a leadership conference? Because let me say this, the reason I say this, so we can plan better for April, this is a numbers game.
Yeah.
If we bring 2,000-3,000 people to Washington, it will be on CNN, it will be on all these things.
Yeah, yeah.
So, I mean, if we're not getting the numbers, doing it in a splintered way, and like we are talking today, today is the 16 we are talking, I mean,
The
18 we are talking, it will be too short, which time. But if we know a couple of weeks, then we will be all getting the wire around. Then you all need to have a leadership conference. The president of ULA, along with Mr. Mayor from Graduate Association, Mr. Don Dennis from Nima Association, the Latino Association, and all these tribal associations, they can have a leadership conference. The idea is to look maybe at having 5,000 plus people at Washington, where a joint statement can be read.
Yep.
Now, based on the merits of our performance here, we are asking for permanent status. If we ask for permanent status, and we have good reasons,
Well,
if we want to get to extend the DVD will be small.
okay, hold on
It
one
will
thing.
be small. I
Well,
think that should be the strategy. It will be a small thing for Trump to do.
okay, hold on 1 minute,
I
Dean.
was just bringing that to George's attention.
Yeah, hold on 1 minute, Dean. He's trying to make a comment. Yeah, go ahead, George. What you said?
No, I was saying that I agree with you. What you say, immediately we answer
Take the code. I'm ready to go.
for the discussion. I will reach out to the leadership of ULA and the president. I will share the information with them. And they will try to see how we can go position. So we have a joint leadership meeting and discuss our nationality before the 31st. The EDP or team just suggestion to be put on the table and while discuss it with county leaders and other community organizations.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
but you know that, Joy. Know that when you get over there, you passing the news over to the leadership of ULA. And one thing you got to do, if you are not in favor of that lawsuit, make a statement. Have a written statement about that lawsuit, because there's a contradiction. You can't be begging and then you chewing somebody. So you go there and make a statement and say, we are the advocacy group as ULA. We completely exempt ourselves from this particular lawsuit. We are not in favor of that lawsuit. What we are in favor is the DED and the TPS. That's what we're talking about right now. If you don't make a statement, you are going to be considered as part of that lawsuit. And as a larger Liberian organization in the United States that contradicting themselves. Don't do that. I want you to go over there and write.
Let me put a little George face. This is your time, George, to condemn me. This is actually an appropriate wrong. When I said July is not being effective, I'm not saying it in a way to say anything, but this is the opportunity to prove to us that, we will follow you. Some of us, I gave you already the two individuals' names. I can send the numbers. I have the numbers. These are personal friends of mine. I know the Nima Association president, as well as the president for the Graduate Association. He owns a restaurant over on 52nd Street in Pennsylvania. Right there in Southwest Philadelphia. Don Dennis, he lives right here. So I'm challenging you. Prove it wrong. Like you said, ULA is very effective. Let's go through, getting a leadership conference, planning something in April, and let's get thousands of people out there, to see. And I bet you how well we'll succeed. And the strategy, as I asked, is that we don't even ask for no DD or whatever. We go straight for permanent status. And maybe, as we know, we put good numbers out there. President Trump will say, well, okay, why I'm considering the request for permanent status? Because I asked his whole point with the immigration thing. We should base it on merit system. these people are telling me there's a lot of reasons married to why they should remain here. The key for the country is in the U.S. and they have played by the rules in 1990. They cannot continue to live by the mercy of a president in the office, Obama now means. Let me just extend it while I'm looking at permanent. And that's the kind of thing that Trump like to do. Trump want to make us permanent. Desire Trump moved the embassy of Jerusalem from where it was straight to, Israel to Jerusalem. I mean, Trump wants to make lean. That's one thing I know about Donald Trump. He wants to make lean. So
Yeah.
let's pray that he will make lean by granting Nigeria's permanent status.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you never know.
Yeah.
So let's go on the highest level for number 10. If we come to number 5, we'll still be fine.
Yeah, we'll still be fine. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Dean. Thank you so much for that. And
My brother, let me say one last thing that's burning my heart.
okay.
You know, let me say one last thing. And this is to our brothers and sisters and our parents in Nigeria.
Well, who's watching, right?
I want one last thing I want to say.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is the nonsense that sometimes, you know, we look for our own dialogue.
Yeah.
This nonsense about dual citizenship, Nigerians were displaced by the war. They are not citizens, they're not this, that, but they give our country to Nigerians and foreigners. They come in and get more than we do, and they are fighting us. We were sending the Western Union the money grant. Now, we will either support them. That nonsense that is being disparaging going on in the house there for those stupid people, excuse my French.
Yeah. We gotta watch the language.
Excuse me, sir, let me finish. Anybody who's against the fellow Nigerians from being citizens of Nigeria to citizenship, they are wicked, they are malicious, and they are very ungrateful. We fund that economy, and some of us are in this country not by choice because of the war. So they shouldn't turn on against us. We are their own children, we are their own brothers, their own sisters. That thing being eating my heart, I just wanted to get it out there.
Yeah, then we're gonna host. I'm gonna host. We're gonna host a whole program on that. I'm planning on something, so maybe I will have you come on there. I got a couple of people.
Yeah,
We're gonna do that, and we're gonna invite people to come on, and we're gonna come in the Southwest area.
Depending on you, George, we're begging you, go back to your leadership, go back to ULA, we're begging you, and make sure that we do this thing for people, and someone will take the footwork and we'll be getting people. Let's get the bosses, let's get people to come, because we are closer to Washington. Pennsylvania, Delaware, Jersey, we are closer than all our brothers and sisters in the other states.
Okay.
So someone will offer to work with you guys. We offer our help and time.
Okay. Brother Josh. Yeah, back to you now. Okay. So I mean, the platform is here. We are open. Okay. We are a non-profit organization. We run this in Philadelphia and we in Pennsylvania as a whole. So we're open. You know, if you guys need us, you want to make a special statement like Mr. P said or said, regularly said, you can call us up. You know, we'll be there to make sure we come and bring it live. Everybody can watch and listen to what you guys got to say. You know, the time and everything you have that you want to go to Washington, D.C. We can also go with you guys and cover the whole program and all of that. So it was good that I reached out to you because people just saw few people in Washington, D.C. on Facebook and, you know, and asking for the government to give people the extension. So now you have the platform. We are on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and some other different platforms. We'll give that to you. We'll talk after here. If you can reach to us, we'll be open to any discussion. So let me, Mr. P, you got something to say?
Yeah, George, I would like you to, when you leave, you know, drop your number to us.
Yes.
We will. I may call you personally and even talk to you. And the way we will get to your leadership, maybe the president and other things like that. Men are all here. I'm sitting here. I'm aware of Eula during Beto time, during Mario time, during Watson time. All of these guys. But one thing that make me to be out of that Eula program was the fact that Eula was only raising the Liberian politician. Let's say when you say you want there's a government in Liberia, they're looking for minister. That's the kind of people that Eula was raising. Oh, go be minister for this. Look at those guys in DC. Every one of them will run to become senator. They want to become. They want to be minister and all that kind of thing. That's not what Eula should be doing. Eula should be against anything that the Liberian government is doing bad against our own people. Right now, I don't think Eula has any statement Any statement against the joy open weir government on what going on right now. Y'all know the reality. I don't think you people have written anything. But call me, we'll discuss it.
Okay, so Josh, you guys, you can wrap up, and we have a long time. So I mean, the platform is open. You know, keep us posted. Let us know they can reach out. Or I can try to bring you guys on if you want to come up to have another discussion. I can try to we can work something out where you guys can come on and we can have a fruitful discussion like this, so our people can see exactly what's going on. Okay, so go ahead, Josh. Mhm. Okay. Yeah.
How I want to buy.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, so we'll be waiting to hear from you. Call me, and we can. And let me say this to you, George. If the leadership, whenever you guys, because most of the time, I know you had a statement for the government back home. We're about to launch our network in Liberia because we have other network in Liberia, but we also want to be in Liberia so people can watch both sides. So if you guys have the leadership or aware, what we can do is whenever you're making a statement or something like that, you can contact us, let us know so we can take this live on social media so people can see it, feel it, and know that something is happening when it comes to Yula. Okay, so yeah, so
Yeah, when you read, yeah, George. Okay, George, when you're reading a statement of those nature, any statement you got, any anti-statement against opinion that because we know that you can only come out with a statement when things that action taken against our people is not right. You will make a statement. So when you're making such a statement, you come on this platform, because when you come on this platform to read, they are looking at you right there in Liberia.
Yeah.
They will be looking at you right there. Everybody, because our platform will be there. They are looking at you that says, oh, this is what the Liberians in the United States are saying. This is their organization president. So we are live. We're all over. Right now, there are people looking at you from Australia, Canada, all around. Yeah. So they know what organization. So this is what we're telling you. So our platform is not only here, it's based over there. We interview a lot of congressional people in this state on this platform.
And we'll have more coming up. So it's good. It's good. We already wrote a letter. Mr. P wrote a whole lot of letter concerning what you're talking to. So it's a good thing for you to let. And we're running as a nonprofit. It's not yet we're sitting on Facebook. This is a nonprofit organization we're running. So we're doing this to be able to promote, our Liberian community. So we say thank you for coming, and we hope to see you again. And Dean, thank you so much for coming, Dean. And we'll get in touch with you guys, and we can set up something so we can have the ball game rolling. Thank you so much, Dean.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll have Mr. P. Thank you very much. Okay, we'll have Mr. P who is here, and Mr. P is going to run over the program quick. And because we are almost
late, but we're
almost out of time.
We'll go back to our regular scheduled program. Which is the medical education on platform for education. Yeah. So we will take a little break and then we'll
hold on one second. We're going to take a little break and we'll be right back and continue with the platform.
It's Crowd Up Boy, yeah. I too happy you came my way. Soon on day break like your face I wanna see. I just wanna be loving you, like just how I wanna be. I will ride for you like Gange. No one wants you, you not pamble. I love you, don't tell them. Oh, got me singing like morning, oh, morning, baby. I just wanna say morning, oh, morning, baby. Wrote a song for you, yeah. Morning, oh, morning, baby. I'm in love with you. Morning, oh, morning, baby. When you smile, the whole world freeze. Hold up, when you pose, no need to say cheese. Oh no, no. Your beauty that newsletter and carry the cheese. Oh yeah. No competition, you take it with ease. Put that, you know, put that on my heart too. For nobody, wherever your spot, oh. Morning, oh, morning, baby. Morning, oh, morning, baby. Morning, oh, morning, baby. Morning, oh, morning, baby. Ellie with my bone, I won't pour you in glass. Oh yeah. Fly salmon and touch you when you pass. You find like a man and go at that. Oh yeah. You too metro, you not like fries. You my era, the new thing. Go for bed party in the daily, oh. Me I like good thing. Let people don't want you, oh. Morning, oh, morning, baby. I just wanna say
Patty made it.
Baby, sexy and back, talk it. Look at her front, talk it. Look at her back, talk it. Look at her size. When you see Buju, you know that. Did you see Buju and holla? Did you see Buju and run away? Run. Baby, making some US. That girl carrying some US. Wanna sexy, come over now. Sexy mama, yeah, yo. Laga, leave it so. Look at you. Look at you, na. Oh, black oil, the chest oil, they play on the dance stand. On the you okay with balance. look at her hips. Baby, pump on, I told my ducky. Ingaya, oh, ducky. Ingaya, oh, ducky. Ingaya, oh. Someday she let go be in jeans. Someday she let go be in dress. Someday she let go be in step. Red, white, and blue. Red, white, and blue. International beauty. International body. International baby. International business. They get too expensive. I'm all too attractive. I'm all too productive. You are respect. Capital A, capital B. You are respect. Why you in the money, child? You carry them all over them. You are respect. Them all over them. Now who can pop on now, baby? Let it try it now, baby. Now who won't challenge now, baby? Let it try it now, baby. Duck it, look at her back. Duck it, look at her front. Duck it, look at her waist. Duck it, look at her hips. Baby, pump on, I told my duck it. Ingaya, oh, duck it. Ingaya, oh, duck it. Ingaya, oh, duck it. Man, you are beautiful. Show your beauty, oh. Say true, you are beautiful. Baby, you tell it, oh. Show your beauty, oh. Man, you are beautiful. She keep that. Freddie Barrow. You're a beat I sing. Too much.
J&B Records. Freddie made it.
Baby, sexy and bad. Tuck it, look at her front. Tuck it, look at her back. Tuck it, look at her size. When you see Buju, you know that. Did you see Buju and holla? Did you see Buju and run away? Run. Baby, making some US. Whoa. That girl carrying some US. Whoa. Wanna sexy, come over now. Sexy mama, yeah, yo. Laga, liso. Look at you. Look at back on the chest on the play. They play on the downstairs. You okay with colors? And I will care with colors, yes. You are respect. Capital A, capital B. You are respect. Why you in the money, child? You are respect. You carry 10 out of 10. You are respect. 10 out of 10. Now who can pop on now, baby? Let it try it now, baby. Now who won't compete now, baby? Let it try it now, baby.
Okay, how you doing? We're back. Finally back.
We were on different things concerning the immediate problem that all Liberians face in the United States. That's what we're discussing. And we came out to some kind of conclusion that is very much acceptable to both sides. So we are back on the regular program, our platform for education. We're going to be discussing today amoebic dysentery. It's a dysentery that caused by a protozoa, caused by amoeba. Okay, it's called by amoeba. Again, we'll go right back to what we call poor hygiene on sanitary condition.
Yeah.
Poor hygiene. We got a vegetable, but you know this. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's what we are going to be discussing today. Amoebic, we call that amoebic dysentery. You see? So we discussed that. We say it's caused by a parasite. It's a parasite. It lives right in the large column, the large intestine. We say when we say column, you may not understand, but the large intestine in your stomach. That's the place the amoebic dysentery affect many people. So when you get that amoebic dysentery, you know what happens? You know, it stay over there for a certain time. The only time you get fever when that is on the side of affecting a flame, inflame make the column, the lower part of the intestine. The lower part of the intestine we call the large intestine. There where the feces will be accumulated before it can come out. That means we have already, our body have had taken the good food, had taken the good air, had taken the good water from everything. Now the remain that's supposed to come out, it go down to the large intestine. Okay, okay, you can take that. Yeah, it go down to the large intestine. So sooner or later we'll be looking at some of the things so that you will see, so that you will look at the amoeba that we're talking about, amoebic dysentery. So that you will look at what we're talking. So again, it comes to poor hygiene. That's the bottom line. If we don't we don't wash our hands before eating. All right, we like to wash our hands. That washing hand can release at least 80% of bacteria. In that way, you are not going to be sick most of the time. So you wash your hand. Again, it's in the tropical area. Tropical area are in Africa, where it is hot. You know, that's the place. These are all tropical diseases. Right now, as we speak, there are people who are suffering from amoeba or bacillary dysentery right now in Liberia. All right. When you get it, you know that kind of dysentery that you can have. When you're sitting down, you just have a stomach cramp, and that stomach cramp is all the way below your navel. You feel that stomach cramp, it will cramp for some time. It will just cramp. Then the next minute, you want to go in the bathroom. When you go in the bathroom, you will not toilet that much. It will not be too much. You would just have a small toilet, and then later on it cool down, then you leave and come. Then when you go back, you will walk a few times again. Then you have a stomach cramp again. Then you go right back in the bathroom again. You know, you will keep doing that. You will just keep doing that. It's disturbing you. It will disturb you, and it's painful. That pain that you can have over there, you go to the hospital, you say, I'm having pain under my navel, then I can go in the bathroom. Then we will know that you're having tenesmus. We call that pain tenesmus. So when you're having tenesmus, we know that you got a bacillary dysentery. You see, or either bacillary dysentery or amoebic dysentery. Amoebic dysentery, the toilet is sometimes white. All right, most of the time when it just get to you, it's white. When you look at the toilet, it's slimy and with mucus, it's white like that. But when you get the other side, when it start being bloody, then it become what we call bacillary dysentery. You see, so you will have a abdominal pain lower under your right under your navel. You see, you have that cramp. It just cramp, then you go in the bathroom. When you go in the bathroom, the toilet will be small, but it's slimy. All right. Then, it affect the lower part of your intestine, the large intestine, it make it swell. Then you start having fever because anytime when you have contusion of any tissue and it swell and inflame, you will have that will be allergic reaction to what has happened, and you will start having fever. So you will have fever with this particular infection. You will have fever with that. You can have diarrhea, and sometimes you can have the pain, the fever, and the diarrhea is what you are going to be having. If you don't treat this thing, you know what you can develop? You can develop what we call liver. Your liver can develop an abscess because the amoeba is go into your liver, it transfer to your liver. You know, the biggest transportation we got is the blood and the lymphatic system. It travel into your lymph, it travel into your lymph node, it take it back to the liver. You can develop abscess. Liver abscess is not a good thing to have. When you develop liver abscess, you can be thinking about anxiety, you can be thinking about gallbladder infection all over. It bring down the whole 9 yards. You're in big trouble. So amoebic dysentery is not the right thing to have. So on the other hand, you can have bacillary dysentery. Most of the time, bacillary dysentery happen to those children, the babies. That's the one. The toilets all the time, small, but it be slimy. Sometimes you will see blood in it. You see. So when you have amoebic dysentery, you want to treat it with flagell. It is not all the dysentery you treat with flagell. But that's why you got to go to the doctor and then let the doctor diagnose it. Because when they take the toilet from you, and then they did the microscopic examination, they will see the amoeba, they will see the protozoa in our toilet. They will know exactly that, okay, this is amoeba dysentery you're having. So they will go there and then they give you flagyl, sometimes we'll call it metronidazole. They give it to you and then you take that. After a few times, it will be finished. You know, after a few times, it will be finished. Now, on the other hand, when you have a bacillary dysentery, it will cause the same thing, but this time it will be bloody. Bacillary dysentery most of the time comes with blood, and you can still have the same lower abdominal pain, which is tenensement. You can still have that, but this time the fever will be a little bit more in the bacillary dysentery, and especially it confined most of the time with the children. But the big people, they most of the time get amoeba dysentery than the children. You know, so uh, um, let's say the bacillary dysentery is the one that the children get most of the time. You know, that's a bacteria. It's called by bacteria we call shigellosis. Shigellosis infection is bacillary dysentery. Okay, Shigella. Sometimes that's what we call the bacteria, Shigella. And you got Shigella, when you got that dysentery, then we call it shigellosis. You got shigellosis, you see. So we usually give you a TCM, sometimes we call TCM, we call it terramycin. But when you put in the medical terms, okay, give the person TCM. So they give you terramycin, you go there and buy terramycin. That's a drug of choice, but they can give you obviously, they can give you Bicin, they can give you Cipro and other things like that. They can give you erythromycin. All these are all antibiotics, but it's drug of choice for it is TCN that we call terramycin.
So what about